Congratulations and welcome to the Mokhuane Business School family. I know many of you, much like myself, have come from far and wide to do your MBA. And for that, I salute you. But your journey has just begun. Before I go on and preach, let me introduce myself. My name is Obakeng Mokhuane, and I'm originally from South Africa. Now, I know for most of you, my name might be quite a mouthful, so you can just call me Obi. I am the strategy manager for AMP. For those of you who do not know our organization, AMP is one of the oldest and publicly listed financial institutions in Australia. We specialize mainly in the superannuation, investments, and insurance space. But that was not always the case. I had moved from Johannesburg to Sydney to be with my then girlfriend and now fiance, and of course, to do my MBA. I knew only one person in Australia and I had no network to speak of. So on orientation, I sat in my chair, nervous and excited for what the future had in store for me. I probably spoke to two people the entire day. That nervous. But that night, as I lay in my bed, I knew that I had to come out of my shell because nobody was going to help me unless I helped myself. And that's where my story begins. Now, before I carry on, I want to let you know that I'm not a recruitment specialist. I'm not a HR advisor, nor am I an expert. I'm only telling you my story and what worked for me and helped me get my dream job. So prior to starting the MBA, I was a management consultant in South Africa, and I knew I wanted to carry on with that type of work. I was very clear from the onset what type of industries I wanted to work in. So for several months, I worked with the career services team who helped me sharpen my resume and my elevator pitch. When I was in class, I knew that because I didn't have a network in Australia, my best chance to create one was to get to know my classmates better. Now, networking should never be a self-serving exercise. People aren't stupid and will see straight through it. Ensure that you have something to offer. For me, I always made sure that I was a diligent student. I actively participated in class and I helped others that were struggling. Every event hosted by the university, every opportunity thrown my way, I grabbed with both hands and ran with it. So in term 2 of my first year, alongside 5 other of my classmates, we entered the PwC case competition. Now, for those of you who don't know this competition, it is run annually by PwC and it pits the 3 business schools, 3 best business schools in Sydney against each other as we try to solve a business problem. Out of 200 participants, 30 plus teams, my team was one of 5 that made it into the finals. And although we ultimately lost in the finals to a team from HSM, cheats, we knew that as a group, we had something to offer. So directly after the PwC competition, I was fortunate enough to land an internship at Australia Post, which helped me get my foot in the Australian market. Once I rolled off that internship, I tried to secure a second internship for my second year, but I was unsuccessful. I remember going back to my study and thinking to myself, what do I do from here? So I decided to create my own internship. With the same team that I used to enter the PwC competition, we sought to package our skills and offer our services. We approached the university who put us in contact with a not-for-profit organization whose chairman was an alumni. We pitched our services for free, of course, and in that way, we created our own work experience. This is something that I put on my resume and something that differentiated me from my colleagues. Upon graduating, I was fortunate enough to get interviews at Amazon, Microsoft, Combank, and of course, AMP. They all pointed to the experience and the work that I did with the not-for-profit organization and asked me to tell them more about it. So what am I trying to say? That the only person that's stopping you from taking control of your own future is you. My advice is to create your own opportunities if they don't come your way. Get involved in as many student groups as you can. Contribute not only to the student community, but to the wider community too. Because if this shy South African boy can do it, then so can you.